Hi, welcome to the Overcoming Medical Hair Loss Summit. My name is Valerie Fuentes. I'm your host, and today I am with Claire Epps. She is, I found her on Instagram through Claire and Her Hair. I love your account, and more than anything, your hair. If you guys have been following me for a bit, you know that in high school I was a redhead, and red is just my favorite. I like my passion for red is just at another level. I know at some point I think I'm gonna rock the red like Claire's doing it right now because it's just so fabulous. And she's just now in like a little summer break. I remember you said it was for the summer.
Yes, just for
So
the
we get to see the blend.
exactly.
But have you seen on their pictures for the promo on the website? She rocked the red really, really strong. So Claire, thank you and welcome.
Yeah, I'm so happy. I've been anticipating this for so long. I'm excited. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna entertain these ladies and talk about hair, girl.
Totally.
Mhm.
So tell us, for those of people that don't know you yet, tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, so my name's Claire. I live in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm 29 now, but I started with hair loss when I was 14 years old. It started as like a very small section in the front of my hair. I started using eyeshadow to cover it because at the time there was nothing. There was no kind of like root touch up, unless you were famous, probably. No kind of root touch up. I couldn't find toppers. So yeah, it was tough. I got bullied in school for it, off and on. And then finally, at the age of 27, I found toppers. And here I am,
Life
diagnosed
changing.
with alopecia. And you know what? I feel better than ever.
I love it. So tell us a little bit about the process, like the diagnosis and finding out, okay, this is something I'm gonna have to live with.
Yes. So, 14, I started going to the doctor. They prescribed me with minoxidil, which, if you've ever used like Rogaine or a topical solution to start growing your hair back, that's basically what it is. So, I started using women's Rogaine, the 5%, whatever the stronger one is, which I think is 5%. Started using that, and I used that until I was 22 years old. And I do think that it prevented my hair from falling out, but it never regrew my hair. So about the age of 17, 18, it was starting to be my senior year of high school. I went back to the doctor and I was like, this stuff is not making the hair grow back in areas that I need it to. What's our next step? And basically, they just said, there is nothing we can do. You don't have thyroid issues. It seems that it's just female pattern baldness. So it is what it is. They gave me no solution as to how to fix it. They didn't direct me to anything else. And so I just continued to cake on the hairspray and try to get some sort of volume going. Yeah, it was tough. And none of my friends deal with it. You know, you see people in your everyday life and you're like, no one else deals with this. Why am I the only one? So yeah, it was really hard. And it was until I found the hair loss community through Instagram that I started feeling like, oh my gosh, there are others out there like me. Are you kidding? So
Yeah, I hear you. From what I remember, I started losing my hair heavily at 18.
mm,
And I wasn't diagnosed until I was 24. And that was really rough. And I was already in college, but I can't imagine being a teenager and going through this. Like
yes.
teenagers are mean.
Oh yeah.
And so like really my heart goes out to you just thinking about it. Oh, holy crap, like dealing with this in high school.
Yes, I remember it very like detailed. I was sitting in my health and economics class, and there was this foreign exchange student that was sitting 2 rows over, and he just starts calling me Baldy. And like, this was the one day that I had decided not to use powder in my hair at all. And he
Mm.
was like, you have a bald spot, you have a bald spot, like in the middle of class. And so I got up and I started to walk out, and this girl that had sat behind me starts like mouthing off to him and like telling him that like it's not nice to point out other people's flaws, and like how dare you point something like that out. So she was a sophomore, I was a senior. I have a sophomore taking a senior's back. It was crazy. But I think about that all the time because I didn't know what to say because there's like no one else in my class that deals with that. And then I go to the bathroom and I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh my gosh, can people tell? Is it really that noticeable? And so you mess with your hair all day.
Yes.
And I even kept it from my husband for a long time because I didn't want other people thinking I was like weird or
Right.
different. But
Right.
now I see it as it's just something that makes me unique.
Yeah,
There
it
you go.
is.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of made it your superpower, right? Like
Yeah.
you are truly embracing this. I
Yes.
love it.
Yes.
So, you said that you just recently started using hair, right, a couple of years ago. So, before the hair, like, what helped you get through your day, right? Because I've learned with hair loss, like, you just gotta take it day by day.
Yeah.
Not even a month, not even a year, because that gives you so much anxiety.
Yes.
From like clients that I have, people that I interviewed, myself included, is the thought of, am I going to lose it all? What am I going to look like when I'm like 50? Or, you know what I mean? Like, those thoughts are what make you crazy.
Yeah.
Literally. It's that anxiety of not knowing what's going to happen. So with hair loss, I tell everyone, you have to take it day by day. It's like, how are you going to make today the day that you look amazing and feel amazing, right? Because that's what's going to show. So how do you take it day by day? How do you manage your day? Or how do you do it before hair?
Yeah. So before hair, when I got married back in 2015, that was when my hair was probably the thickest that my biological hair could ever be. I always say that like God gave me enough hair just for my wedding day. And then that was it. So, I basically used this powder. It's called ceviche hair powder. It comes in a little compact, and I would just basically cover my entire scalp. So anything that was going to be showing, I covered that whole thing. And at the time, because I was platinum blonde, I would just dry shampoo the heck out of it until you couldn't see any shine to my scalp whatsoever. But times would get hard. I remember being at work at the job that I currently have now, and I would be talking to patients. And a lot of times, like when I'm working on them, they'll be sitting on the edge of the bed. Like, for example, if I'm working on a knee, they'll be sitting on the edge of the bed, and I'll have to be sitting underneath them and kind of like pulling on their legs. So they're looking directly down at the top of my scalp. And you already get self-conscious enough going to restaurants where there's like a canned lighting, that stress, right? When you go out
the
tonight,
evil white light.
yes, the bright light's going to be shining down. I'm going to feel bad the rest of the evening. Yes, that feeling. So there was a time that I was working, and one of my higher ups, like my boss, was not making eye contact with me. I could visually tell that he was looking right here. And this was before I wore hair. And so feeling like, like there was something about me that you could just tell by looking, it was hard, and it became harder and harder to hide at work. So much so that I started even like dressing more like frumpy and just kind of hiding my overall figure because I felt like hair has done so much for me. I just felt like I had to hide inside my clothes and inside everything. I was wearing it up in a bun all the time. And so, it was really hard. It took me hours to conceal all the shine, especially as time went on. And once I stopped using the Rogaine, I was like, you know what? This stuff is probably not good to keep caking on my scalp like for years and years and years.
I agree.
You can't use it when you're pregnant, and that's obviously a goal that my husband and I have. So once I stopped that, more and more hair started falling out, and I was like, I've got to find a solution for this.
So now that you found the amazing hair that you get to wear now, like how has your life changed?
Yes. So someone asked not long ago, like, did wearing hair change your overall look? And it did. Not just for the fact that I have hair on my head now and I didn't before. Now
Mm-hmm.
I dress more feminine and
Mm.
I feel like a rock star. Like every day that I leave my house, I literally feel like nothing can touch me. Even if it's raining outside, I don't know if you were like this at all, but before, when it would be raining, I
Oh
knew that
God.
I'd get messed up immediately when I stepped outside. And there was nothing I could do about it. And that would ruin my day, my whole day, if
Mm-hmm.
my hair would
Mm-hmm.
get messed up. So it's given me confidence. It's given my mom confidence. You know, I went to her house one day, and my mom has had hair loss for way longer than I have.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yes. So for her, she did the same thing. She finally found a powder she started using, but she was favoring this like old school hairstyle of like having the like fountain bangs, you know, from the
Mm.
80s.
Yeah, to
She
cover everything.
Yes, she
Yep.
would take on hairspray, and it finally took her. She just couldn't get over the fact of wearing fake hair. She thought that people would know. That was her biggest fear. And then she also thought that it would just fly off when like the wind would blow or something like that.
Mm.
So I showed up to her house one night and I stayed the night. And I got up the next morning, my hair was like a wreck. And I went in the bathroom, and in 2 minutes, I came out and my hair looked like this. And she was like, that's all it took for me. And I have audio footage of her like so excited when she got her first topper, and I like cut
Aw.
things on it and everything. And so now for her, she goes places. I have pictures with my mom now. I didn't have pictures with her since I was like 3, and I'm 29.
Claire, oh my God.
Ah,
That shit makes
so
me emotional. Wow.
I know, yeah. So it changed her life. Now I want to be in pictures. Now I have a picture with my mom. Like, yeah,
That is
game
so cool.
hair did that. That's crazy.
Right? So, okay, so at the beginning of the interview, you shared that you were hiding it from your husband.
Yeah.
And so what has things changed, I guess? Like
Oh
what
yeah.
happened?
Yeah. So initially, like when we were dating and stuff, if we would ever be outside and I would like sweat and the stuff would run down my forehead, I would try to obviously like brush it away and act like it was nothing. I think one time I made it seem like I bonked my head really hard and that my head was bleeding. Like I had a full on story because I did not want to share with him that I had hair loss of any kind. And he's so sweet too. He never
Oh.
even recognized that that was an issue for me until I told him about it. And it was until finding the hair loss community on Instagram that I finally felt comfortable to share it with him.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, one day I just sat him down, and I, like, before I would get out of the shower and I would immediately go to like my little area that I get ready, and I would just start powdering everything so that he wouldn't tell. And this was 2 years into our marriage before I even ended up telling him what was going on. And I was just like, I can't keep hiding this from him. I need to share this with him. But I had fear, and you know, I knew obviously that he would still love me, but it just felt very, you know, I just felt bad about it. So
Right.
finally, I came to him and I said, I think I'm going to have to start wearing hair, and here's why. And I took the towel off my head and I showed him exactly what was going on. And he was like, have you always had that? And I said,
Yeah, I'm just a master concealer.
exactly. He goes, wow, I would have never known. He was like, obviously, you
Wow.
know, I want to be here for you, and I want us to go through this together. So, you know, you just talk me through it. And I remember looking at this highline topper at the time, and it was $700. And
Yeah.
like, this is how much they are, but I really think that this is the way to go. And he was like, well, then let's do it. So, you know, it was just so great. And now he like brags on me all the time about like how much more confident I am than before. He didn't even realize how much hair was affecting me and
Mm.
like inner Claire until I started wearing it. And he's like, you know, you're so much more yourself now than you ever were. So it's great.
How powerful is that? Like wow. I love that you're sharing that because I went through exactly the same thing.
Yes.
And I just know that for other ladies out there that are in that phase, like listen to this and how powerful it is and how like much more of ourselves we get to be once our husbands are on board.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Because not only you're on board, but your partner, the love of your life, the person that you want to do all these things with is on board too. So why not?
Exactly.
You know, like I think like the risk, like just like the benefits and the other side of it are so much bigger than being scared. Like I get it because I was there. So, you know, just to break up my story super fast. So I met my husband when I wasn't wearing hair, but I had already ordered it.
Oh,
So yeah, super funny. And so we went on like three, almost 4 dates, I think, without the hair.
okay.
And then I had it, but you know how guys are. Some notice, some don't. I don't think you did, to be honest. Then we went on dating. I started talking about it, but it wasn't like, okay, I have alopecia. Also, because I was diagnosed like years before I met him. So
Right.
like for me, that wasn't, you know, a thing. I just, you know, was like, I have hair loss, blah, blah, blah. I will share with him about it, but always like I didn't play it as it was a big deal. You know, it was kind of like, you know, I have hair loss, and so that's why I wear extensions and why I wear this and wear that. And so that was it. And then 10 years, like at the 10-year mark of my diagnosis, I think I was already married. I can't remember, to be honest with you. I think I was.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought, you know, it's been 10 years. 10 years of the diagnosis, not 10 years of losing my hair. So more like 16 years with hair loss, 10 years of knowing I had alopecia.
Right.
And I decided to go to the doctor. And I thought I was already strong enough. I got this. You know, it's been so long. I already know what's up. To hear the news again was devastating. Like I can't explain it to you, like how I felt. I felt everything all over again, which was really weird for me. Because it had been 10 years, you know.
Right.
And what you share with us about the you know, the stuff about having babies and all that stuff, like on that same appointment, the doctor goes, there is a treatment, however, you can't have babies, you can't get pregnant.
Yep.
And you will get back 5% of your hair. And I'm just thinking to myself, why would I want to do that? Like for 5% of my hair?
Well, and
really?
you start thinking
I just got married.
Exactly. And you start thinking too, like, how is it that damaging to your body that you could potentially not get pregnant just to regrow your hair? What's in this
Why
stuff?
would you do that? Yeah. No.
And what else, what other health risks could it be affecting in your own body if you can't create a human? You know? Yeah, that's wild.
No, it sounds horrible. And so I came home that day heartbroken, you know, all the things. Like just, you know, it makes you question everything, right? And obviously it's a no-brainer. No, thank you. Left the room. That was it. But that's when I got, you know, when I was brutally honest with my husband, and I was like, okay, this is what's up. Like I've been dealing with this for this long, and like today I just heard yet again, blah blah blah. But you know, it wasn't until like I was devastated again, right, that I was like, okay, like I need to share this with somebody, because I felt all the things again.
Yeah.
And you know, thankfully, and you guys know, you know, everybody that's here, that my husband is extremely supportive, and you know, we're good. But that moment of me sharing myself and what I was really dealing with him, like just opened up so many things for me, right? Because I don't have to hide anymore. I don't have to play it down anymore. I don't have to I don't know. I feel like I just got to break free.
Right, exactly. And it brings you and your husband closer too.
Totally.
Because you, I mean, you already trust him, right? You marry him.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously you trust him. But then to trust him with such a deep part of you that you've hidden away for so long.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even tell friends about my hair loss, you know, like even if I've talked on my live feeds a few times, like I've had friends that do that same thing that higher up at my work did, where every time I got around them, it was like they were looking for flaws. They were always like, if I'm talking to you right now, they're looking up here. and really good friends would do that all the time, but I just couldn't bring myself to even talk about it because of the fear involved. So yeah, I trusted Cody big time with that, and he did not disappoint.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So I know you have some pictures for us, some
Yeah.
like before and after pictures. So we'd love to see those.
Yes. Okay. So I was talking with Valerie about basically what my hair used to look like when I was a kid. And it's amazing because when I was born, I had
Look at that, guys. Wow.
enormous amount of hair. Like,
Same.
this looks like a freaking Lexi from Highline. Are you kidding
Right.
me now? What is this little? And I was 2. Okay. Look at how long
Oh
that
my
hair is.
gosh.
2 years
So
old.
adorable.
And then, like flash forward to 5, my mom's still cutting bangs on me, but look at how much hair I had.
Wow.
Just unreal.
Yep.
And so then, like, as I get older and stuff, you can start to see changes in my hair. Like, this is a good picture. I won this like Mushu doll, but you can actually start to see the thinning like right at the crown.
Yeah.
I was in 7th grade at that point.
Wow.
But then like 2 years later is when I really started having the balding. So yeah, now basically the only area that I powder is just my widow's peak right here, and then the rest I let go. And so
Awesome.
I have some really like big balding spots, pretty much all the way around my head. Yes, girl, twinsies. Look at us go.
Winning. Yep.
Yeah. So, I can't, before my very first topper that I purchased, it was a John Renault synthetic piece. I would wear it up to work every day because I wanted the transition of not wearing hair to wearing hair to be smooth.
Mhm.
So I bought a smart lace topper from John Renault, and I wore that to work, and I just continued to do a bun every single day. I wore it up in a bun. And at the time, the base of my hair was still thick. Now I can't even wear a bun. I have so many see-through places. I would just have to
either.
way too much time on that if I was to wear a bun now. But yeah, I'm so glad that I can wear it down and just have like dream hair. It really is dream hair.
It definitely is dream hair. So I know you have become the concealer queen. So
Yeah.
I want to hear some of your tips because seriously, guys, if you are not good at concealing, you want to follow Claire just to learn that because you really have it down. I mean, look at her like that. It always, like, your hair always looks like it's coming out of her scalp somehow. She has managed a gift. So please enlighten us because I am not good at that.
Listen, I'm just going to take this off and show you what it's all about, okay? So basically, when I get out of the shower, I let my hair air dry now. My biological hair is actually healthier than it has ever been because I don't have to do really anything to it.
Right.
I will style my bangs just to make sure that I can still work it into my toppers and things, but I just want to show you what I'm working with here. So this is how much hair I have. It may look like semi thick at the base, but it is not. I have a lot of loss all around.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see any of that. It's just
Same. Yeah.
So basically, my areas that I focus on concealing is this section right here. As I mentioned before, like I have a widow's peak. I always have. So for me, like covering that up is not an option because it just is a part of me at this point. Everybody that knows that that's what my hair looks like. So for anyone that needs help with the concealing powder, I don't have it with me right now, but Ceviche highlight or hair powder is what I use. It's brown, and I normally do either the dark brown or the medium brown, just depending on what color my hair is. But they also make a red that I used when I was dyeing my hair red all the time. So for me, the powder is all I use, a little bit of dry shampoo, and then when I put my topper in, I pull my bangs to the front. And basically, this is the only section of hair that I use when I put my topper back on. Let's see if I can do this in a video camera. Oh, heck yeah.
So where, to be super specific, like where do you put the dry shampoo and where do you put the powder?
Yeah, so for me, the dry shampoo, I flip my hair over and I dry shampoo around here. It's basically wherever my hair gets the greasiest. So for me, my hair gets the greasiest at the crown of my head.
Yeah.
The front of my hairline is just really shiny. So if I use spray, that's gonna dull down that shine. So I spray front, I flip my hair over, I spray underneath both sides of my temples, and then I'm done. The powder typically only goes where the hair is going to be like showing. So for me, it's like this section right here. I clip the right side really close to the front of my hair, so like that doesn't really show my hair at all. It's really just this left side that I worry about because I group my bangs into the bangs of the topper. So really, that's the only area that I need the powder to go.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And I also remember I saw, I don't know if it was a live or just a little video that you did on care.
Yeah.
Like, I know you use like different products. Can you tell me like what do you use? Any recommendations?
Yep. So there is a hair mask that actually Sharon, who owns Highline, she told me about. She said she's never used it on like a topper or a wig, but she uses it on her own hair. So I just bought it and I practiced it. So Amika hair mask, Amika, and again, I can show you that later. But Amika hair mask, basically when you're in the shower or you're washing your topper, at the very end, you kind of like wring out the water and you just run it from like the ear down. And I put that on my ends. I have not once had split ends in any of my toppers. I don't get that tangled thing. Like I think there was someone that reviewed Highline not long ago that said that their Highline piece got really tangled. And I think that was just because it wasn't getting conditioned properly. So a lot of times if you, just like with any wig, if you don't condition the ends and leave it on there for a good like 15 to 30 minutes, the hair won't go back to how it was when you first got it. So yeah, Amika hair mask. And then I also bought a coconut oil-based shampoo and conditioner that I use on it as well. And it's also sulfate free. So
okay,
yeah.
Cool. So how often do you wash your bio hair?
Bio hair? Oh girl, I'm about to be really telling here. It's like unless I'm doing something really athletic, like if I'm outside and I'm running, and who runs? Not me. I don't know why I said running. But for example, if I mow the yard, which I did do for the first time 2 weeks ago, I will wash it after I get super sweaty. But normally, like regular work week, once a week.
That's great.
Yeah.
Great to know. Great to know. You know what? I've been asking that question to a lot of people because I used to wear a hair system and just recently I changed to this more removable things.
Yeah.
But I do work out every day. And at the beginning, I was washing my hair every day and then the clips will hurt like a bitch.
Yeah.
Sorry. Not than anybody. But, now that I'm not washing my hair every day, I don't have any pain.
Exactly.
So I'm really getting that it's, I think Saran from the Strand, he was the one who told me that like your own like oily hair helps you like keep the clips on.
Oh, I like that. I didn't know that. That's cool.
So yeah, that, just it's up. And then I also heard that some people put dry shampoo on the clips or texturizing spray.
Yes.
So it doesn't hurt.
Cool. Yeah. There is also, oh my gosh, I almost forgot to mention this. There is a spray that is it's like a hairspray meets a dry shampoo. And it's called Living Proof. And it basically gives volume to your pieces. So a lot of times, girls starting out when they're wearing toppers, they'll talk about how flat they are. And I'm like the queen against flat, right? Because my hair I got to style with volume my bio hair, even though it's thin as can be. I would style it to where it looked super thick. So Amika hairspray, if you right after curling and you brush through it, if you pick up the hair and just kind of like spray into the depths of the hair, it will really like, that's why I have the volume
like that. Wow.
right now. It's just from that stuff. And so I wait to wash my topper every I think I wait like 10 wears. I think they tell you every 6 to 8, but I go the full 10 as long as it's not smelling bad, or like if I eat at a Mexican restaurant, hands down, I'm going to have to wash it because it'll smell like that.
For sure. Oh my gosh. Well, love, has been a pleasure to talk to you. Is there any like last words of advice that you want to share with the audience?
Listen, just get a topper or a wig. Like, seriously, it will change your life. If you have any questions about it, always feel free to reach out to me. I mean, pretty much anyone that I've ever talked to in the hair loss community is open to questions. I have a lot of little highlights in on my actual page that show you how to style it and everything. But seriously, no matter how busy I get, I will always be there to answer questions. So yeah, embrace the fact that you're dealing with hair loss. Hair loss is affecting your life in a negative way. And before you spend tens of thousands of dollars on transplants and all these other things, just try hair wearing first.
Yeah,
It'll save
totally.
you. Yeah,
I agree. And I must tell everybody, this is an account that you must follow. If you get anything out of this, please follow Claire. Like, she is so, like, your posts are so educational, like, no fluff. Like, you're always learning something. And it's just, I don't know. Like, I love your energy. So, guys, please, please, please follow Claire. All right, well, thank you so much. I'm sure we're going to talk soon. So we'll see you guys in the next interview. Bye.